Morning, guys. Raptor Freak Alexiats here. Saturday morning. We got a home game, and then we're going on a 2-week road trip. So we really need to win this game today because it's against the Detroit Pistons. They've only won 2 games so far here, and they're not looking that good. Like, honestly, I looked at the roster, and since Drummond and Griffin and different people like that have taken off on them, their roster talent is really young and really not very experienced. So they're going to lose a lot this year. Like, they're definitely going to be losing a lot this year. But we need to make sure we win this game today, no matter what, because the games are only going to be really, really hard, like coming up soon. And this may be the easiest game we had in the whole month of November. So this is one of those ones where you can't play down to your competition. You got to show up and give a good effort no matter what, because Detroit's going to play like ass at times, and we don't need to mirror them. We need to play at a high level and really try some stuff. Now, yesterday I was saying that we'd be full strength today, but damn it, we're not. Josh Lewenberg of TSM was saying yesterday that Yuta would be back, that Kem would be back, and we'd be full strength today. But then later in the afternoon, Blake Murphy put out a tweet saying that Yuta's definitely out today, and Kem and Precious are both questionable today, which is interesting because, on the other side, Detroit just lost Kelly Olynyk for a couple weeks, like for a while, actually. And he's really their only big center and veteran. Like, they have Corey Joseph, and then it's really young guys. Like Corey Joseph, they have like a couple of 30-year-olds, but they're all very young. And Kelly Olynyk is kind of like their main big guy. Like, they don't have a lot of big guys. They're not a lot of 7-footers. They're similar to us with a lot of length, but they're just not as experienced as us either. So we should really handle them today. I don't want us to have any kind of problem, especially since they played last night. They played Cleveland last night, and Cleveland blew them out, beat them by 20 points, and just outworked them and out-hustled them. We need to do the same exact thing as Cleveland did last night to them. And we didn't have a back-to-back, except if you were Delano Banton, you had a back-to-back. But the rest of our team should be rested, and it was really fun to see the guys at the 905 game supporting Delano Banton and Justin Champagny and Reggie Perry and Isaac Bonga and David Johnson and the big, huge guy, Gil, yesterday at the 905. It was Scotty, Svi, Malachi, and Fred VanVleet were at the front row at the 905 game last night. It was really cool to see. All right, let me see what you guys are saying this morning. Andrew, let's go! Yeah, we got to beat Detroit today. There's no ifs, ands, or buts on this one. This is a must win, because if we lose this game, we're going to feel really bad. So we need to make sure that this thing happens today. And we may be playing small ball no matter what today, because our centers are out, and Pascal may be starting at center, but I'll be okay with it against Detroit with the team that they've got and who they put up against us. So we'll see. Good morning, MK. Thank you for being here. Always glad to see you, my friend. Onions, baby. Onions. I think we know what we're talking about when Andrew says onions. And once again, I'm going to say this right now. I just want to get this out of the way. The NBA is fascist for fining players $15,000 for celebrating and making the game more fun. I don't think anybody would be upset about what happened there on the game with Fred doing the Sam Cassell big balls gesture. And, it's funny that news they put out, they said he's fined $15,000 for doing an obscene gesture. So is this an obscene gesture now, NBA? Are you changing societal norms and mores to tell all of us that if we walk around on the street and we do a big balls down the sidewalk, that's basically us putting a middle finger up to people? No. You do not set societal norms for what is offensive and what isn't. And I'm sorry, that is a fascist fine, and that fine better go to good money somewhere. And you know what? A lot of people are saying it's worth it, but I still have a problem with the principle of it. Who in their job that makes a lot of money gets fined for stupid shit like that? For that amount of money, that's messed up. I'm telling you. All right, I'll get that out of the way. I just had to do a little rant on the NBA. When you fine people for things like that, that is the epitome of fascism. All right, there we go. Let's see. Yeah, it's such bullshit, Andrew. That's what I'm saying. Darren, let's go. Thanks, Darren, for the late comments last night. I love a lot of what you said. on the stream from yesterday. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, MK, what happened to Precious? I'm speculating here that he just got a little hurt with his shoulder tangling around with Drummond, because that's what he's listed out for, is his shoulder. So it could be that he had to manhandle Drummond a bit and he got some soreness from fighting with them. So if they don't play both of them, I mean, it'll help the minutes problems, but I'd really like a center. I mean, I think I'm on the record right now on this live stream for saying that I love having centers playing. So yeah, Precious is questionable. Now, this is the thing. They're both questionable, him and Kem. That could mean one of them comes and plays. So who knows? But Yuta's definitely out, and I would say they're both questionable. That's how they're listed. So, all right, MK. Yes, Delano, yes, last night. And all right, on the download, guys, I didn't know this until yesterday, but you can watch all the Raptors 905 games for free online at their webpage, their official webpage. Whenever they're playing, you can go there and they'll have a link, just like you get any kind of stream from any kind of site. You know what I'm talking about? You can do it directly through the Raptors 905 G League game, and you can watch the game on a really nice stream. And I caught the last 5 minutes of that game. They were losing. They was going back and forth. Westchester was playing pretty well, but they took control. And Isak Bonga had a really clutch lay-in, and they look good. It was fun to see Delano in a more expanded kind of score, because he got 30 points and 9. And man, it's an interesting games to watch. I think I'm going to start watching all those games too, just because I figured out how to watch them now. I didn't know how to watch them until yesterday. So, but just for y'all's information, you can watch them when they're happening on the Raptors 905 G League official website. They'll just have it there in the front page. Just click it and you can watch it. Let's see. Darren, small ball, or is it bring up Mr. Gill? Wow. Well, I saw Mr. Gill for a little bit yesterday, and this is the thing about him. He's not one of these skinny young guys. He's actually got some good size on him already, and I don't think he's that young either, guys. I think he's like 27 or something like that. He's an older player. Yeah, I think he's been around a little bit, and he did look like he could be helpful at the NBA level with his physicality and his size. So I'm all for seeing him up on the main roster at some point, especially if we're having issues with center problems. I'd love to see him come up. But you know what? We may want to see Reggie Perry before him, because I did not realize this, but Reggie Perry has a deadly three-point shot. Yeah, in the first two 905 games, he's bombing threes. And that's Reggie Perry, the guy who was fighting Freddie Gillespie for that last spot. So he might be a good guy to bring up too. And he may be actually ahead on the rotation or the depth sheet, just because he's already had a taste with us in the summer league and playing with the main team before the season started. So it may be Reggie Perry that gets coming up as the backup center at some point. So, but yeah, it's a really fun game to watch. Solidified it's up tempo, and there's not a lot of good defense, so there's a lot of interesting scoring and stuff like that. It was really fun. Yeah, Delano balled out, Kenny. It was really fun to watch. And like I said, I didn't know you could watch the games, but you can. You just got to go to the Raptors 905 official G League website, and they'll have the stream whenever they're playing. So now I'm gonna go look at their schedule, and I'm gonna plan out watching their games if they don't conflict with the Raptors, of course. So let's see what else is going on. Yeah, Delano was on point. Bonga shoots. I was shocked. Yeah, Bonga does everything apparently. Like even in transition, he's dribbling up the court and making passes on the fast break, assist, playmaker on the fast break. And I was like, whoa. And like not only that, he's making baskets and clutch opportunities and moments. Like last night, he really did put them up to win last night. It was Bonga who got to the lane and laid it up. He stretched it out and laid in a really tough lay-in. He went sliding way out of bounds afterwards, and he won that game for them last night, because Westchester was really trying to win that game against them, and it was going back and forth. It was right at the end. It was a little scary. So let's see. Yeah, and he's much quicker. He's long, and like I think he's just one of these guys that does it all. He can shoot, pass, shoot the three. He can block shots and rebound, obviously. So this is the reason why he's still on our roster and Sam Decker's gone, is because Bonga just gives you so much of a different thing. All right, Kene, our 47th pick, will tear up the league soon. Johnson's game is smooth. He's definitely a scorer. I've said this before. To me, he's like an 80s scorer mentality, like Adrian Dantley, Alex English, Orlando Blackman kind of player. Like just one of these guys that fills it up and finds the hoop. And one of the things I saw from him in the little bit of the game I saw last night was he's good around the rim too. Like we keep thinking about him as being an outside shooter or a driver, but when he gets down near the basket, he can elevate and put the ball in the hoop, like off of offensive rebounds and stuff like that. So I was thinking he was more of a guard guy, but he was getting down there like Champagne would and mixing it up in the offensive board. So really impressed with all the guys on 905. That team is really stacked, and I hope that they win every single game in the G League this year that they play. They look good, and I hope, hey, maybe they could win the championship in the G League, guys. That might be something on the down low we really need to pay attention to, because their team is stacked. That team is nasty. I'm not gonna lie. Like with Delano coming down there every once in a while. So, all right, let's see what else is going on. Yeah, Bonga hitting three, doing a little bit of everything. I mean, it is fun. It really is interesting to see 905. And there was nobody at the game. Like, I'm sure there were tons of seats that were available. People could have gone to the game easily if they were around the area in 905 in Mississauga. Also, yesterday, Fred was at Foot Locker on Yonge Street selling Fred VanVleet apparel, and you could have gone there and got your autograph yesterday afternoon at 306 Yonge. And man, there was some good lineup, a lot of people there, and it was just kind of cool to see Fred do that kind of thing. I've often gone to those kind of events before, and I've met all kinds of different former Raptors that way. So I highly recommend paying attention to your social media, because you could go meet some of the players sometimes just by seeing that they're doing signings or they're around town somewhere. So, all right, let's keep going here. Yeah, Bonga. We could talk about Bonga all day in the 905. And it's really interesting that he is the man there. He really is. I thought David Johnson was going to be more of the man and the top dog there, but it's Bonga in the first two games. He's really been the leader. Okay, what's going on with Yuta? He was supposed to be back before Pascal. Should be worried. Yeah, Yuta had a setback after Pascal was really getting closer and closer, and that's part of the reason it's taking so long. But they've given misinformation this week. I'm not trusting Josh Lewenberg as much anymore, because he basically said that Yuta would be back for sure by Detroit this week, and he's wrong. And the other thing about it, what he said too, was he said that we'd have Kem today too, and he was wrong about that also. So we'll see. Maybe Kem will show up. I don't know. But yeah, Yuta, but I think it's still going to be very soon. I think that he's going to go on this road trip, and he'll probably get into the game like maybe in one of these first two road trips coming back. So Yuta should be back still like very soon. Let's see. Yeah, Johnson, so smooth. Yep, Kenny, yep. Calf strain, could have torn it. Ooh, I don't like to hear that. They could have torn it, but yeah, that's what's going on with Yuta, is his calf. Yeah, because he re-injured it. That was the setback. Okay, this might be the game that Scotty rocks 30. Wow, I like that. You know, today's game, like I said, is a must win. Sometimes these kind of games we don't take as seriously, or we take lightly, and we can't do that today. Anytime Coach Casey comes to the Scotiabank Arena, he has anger and fire in his heart. And I was at the first game when he came back with Detroit, and they beat us in that last second shot by 1 point right at the basket. And I was so pissed, but I was like, this is Casey's revenge. And that's the whole thing we got to worry about, is Casey's revenge. Now, he doesn't have as many good players to try and get revenge on us right now, but there are some youngsters on the team that are pretty skilled, like Jeremy Grant, Sadiq Bey, people like that. But we don't want any of them to have any kind of success or just be real frustrated. It'd be a good chance for us to use our high energetic defense against a younger team and an inexperienced team, and see if we can get a lot of turnovers, a lot of transition. We should be able to dominate them in the paint. That was something that Cleveland was able to do last night very well. And, you know, also the rebounds battle is going to be very key today, because if we win the rebounds battle, we win games. And also, we want more shots than them. So these are all things we should be watching out for today and keying on. to see if the Raptors can do that stuff successfully and get the win no matter what. Because this is a must-win game. If we lose today, that's bad. That's really bad. And you might see me in that freaky mode that people are saying, oh, the Raptor Freak's depressed. That might be me tomorrow if they lose to Detroit today. But I don't think it's likely. I think it's very likely that we're going to just kick their ass. So let's see what else is going on. Yeah, no need Scotty to get really cutthroat. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, Scotty may be our center tonight in some ways. Like, Pascal, they say is the center, but in some ways, Scotty really is our center if we don't have Precious or Cam out there, because he's the guy who's going to get the biggest guy out on the court in some ways. I really believe that's going to be happening. Lumpy Rex, good morning. Let's go, Raptors. I feel good about today. Now, I'm not going to go too long today. It's just a preview, not a whole lot to talk about. And I appreciate all the likes and all the watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share the videos if you want to. Every day I'll be here. Dependable. I'm very dependable. I'll be here no matter what. Even if crazy crap's happening, I will still be here. Let's see. Oh, I'm a fun guy. Glad you made it today. Maybe we can keep Detroit to 60 points. Wow. Now, these are the kind of team goals I'd love to see the Raptors on the down low having. Like, if they could keep them under 60 points, that'd be Kem next to Siakam. Unfortunately, both those guys are questionable today, fun guy. Kem and Precious are both on the injury list right now. So it may be a centerless battle today because Kelly Olynyk's out for them, and he's really basically their center for Detroit. So it could be a small ball battle today, which could be very entertaining in some ways. I mean, I don't see anybody on their team being really big and dominating us because we don't have Kem or Precious. So hopefully, they just start the regular guys. I guess it'll be Fred, Gary, OG, Pascal, and Scotty will be starting today. I'm pretty sure that's who's going to be starting today. So it's not my favorite starting lineup, as I keep saying, but in this case against this team, I think it'll be all right, just because it's Detroit and they're small too. They don't have a lot of centers on their team either. So we should be all right. Let's see. Darren, 10 watching. Yeah, all right. Yeah, no center today. I mean, that's what they're saying. It's questionable. It could be that Kem suits up and plays, or Precious, but Precious hurt his shoulder in the matchup against Philadelphia with Drummond. His shoulder is messed up, so they have him questionable just in case. I'm a fun guy. Isaiah Stewart might really hurt us then. Well, we'll take the challenge, and we'll hopefully we'll box him out really well. Maybe Scotty will get to play him some. That's a young player. Let our youngster get on him and match him with energy and hopefully some physicality. We'll see. Yeah, we need Pascal to have a good game today. I'd love to see Pascal be that superstar at the end of the game today, or during the middle of the game where we blow them out, where Pascal's just really the leader in like scoring and all kinds of ways for this team. Because he's our money man, and he should be that guy. That's why we give him the $33 million. All right, let's see what else. Top 5 scorers. Drummond was pushing Precious from behind while he was up in the air all game. Yeah, there was a lot of physicality that if you really the paying close attention NBA fan that can see that kind of stuff will see that kind of thing. But most fans won't see it because it's just in the game. Kenrick, good morning, man. It's always happy to see you, man. Should be a fun rookie battle. Will be nice to see what Cade can. Oh, yeah, he's bringing up something that I totally forgot about. Cade Cunningham, the number 1 pick, actually, in the whole draft. Battle against. That's another one of those verses. Cunningham versus Barnes. Let's see what the rookie stats add up to by the end of the day. We'll see if Scotty Barnes can outshine another rookie and on his quest to be Rookie of the Year, which Charles Barkley says is in the bag. So let's see. MK, they got Beef Stew and Jeremy Grant. It's a good matchup. I want to see Precious versus Stew. Yeah, it's too bad. Hopefully, maybe, like I said, they're questionable. So there's a possibility that these guys are actually playing still, and just that, like, their game time decisions. But right now, it's looking like they may not be playing. So we'll see. All right. And Darren, got to clean the glass. Pascal goes for 25. I love it. That sounds perfect to me. Just really good rebounding, even without Kem. If he's not out there, like Scotty did a really good job in that Philadelphia game, hitting the boards. Svi got 3 offensive rebounds in that game also. So there's different places where we can get those offensive rebounds still without our centers even. And we've shown that. And this is Detroit. This is different. They're worse than Philadelphia without all their guys. So we really, really need to not play to the level of competition that we're playing, because this is something the Raptors have been guilty of in the past. They realize they're playing a lesser opponent and they play a shittier game because they feel like they don't have to play as clean as effort, like as well as they can, because the other team may be playing awful themselves and it rubs off on them on their side of the court also. We just, no matter how bad Detroit looks or how bad they're playing, cannot stoop to their level. We need to strive for our high quality, low turnover level of high energy playing basketball. And that's what's hopefully going to win us the game today. I think Gary can feast in this game. Oh, yeah. I think any of our guys can feast. I think that OG could be unstoppable today. I think Pascal could be unstoppable. I think Scotty could be unstoppable. Let's just pick their poison. What poison do we want to give them today? Is it going to be more Fred Big Balls energy, or is it going to be OG on the silent stealth assassin mode? I don't know. We'll see. I'd love to see Spicy P step up and make this his first big game back. And it's a nice, easy, soft landing kind of game for him to do that. I think that he could really look really good tonight. All right, let's see. Jeremy Grant's a tough matchup for Pascal. I think Scotty's going off. Yeah, I love that. I love that. Somebody should drop 32, Darren. I think that that's true too. And let's just see who it is. Like I said in the last couple of days, go through the natural process of the game. Don't necessarily come to the game and say, Pascal, it's going to be your game tonight. Go through the natural process of the game and see who naturally is just hitting their shot and the flow of the game's coming to them, and then really feed them later, because it could be that they are getting good matchups and that they could just really feast, as we're saying here, on whoever's trying to guard them. And really going to be just like figuring it out. And I love that OG's finally passing out of double teams really well and stuff like that. It seemed like he's finally figuring it out, that he can't just bull his way and he won't get a foul if he bulls his way. So it's much better if he draws, they collapse on him, and he just kicks it out. That's the best play. All right, let's see. GTJ be good for 30. I like that. Best 15,000 fine ever spent. Man, what kind of world would that be to live in, where you could just spend $15,000 because you want something like that? I mean, what a charmed life. And man, that's just not a part of the real world that's out there. I mean, that's a lot of money. That's like a whole year's rent for most people. So it's like crazy. All right, guys, so many threats. That's right, Darren. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching me this morning. I didn't want to go too long. You know, I gotta go take care of a couple of errands real quick this morning. I just really appreciate y'all being here each morning and interacting with me. And you know, there's always something you guys bring up that I totally forgot to talk about, like Cade Cunningham. Of course, I should talk about Cade Cunningham. He's had really good games, and last night he didn't have a very good game. But it's back and forth with him, and we'll see how he looks against our guys. It's going to be very interesting. Let's see, 5 20-point scores tonight. That'd be fun. We get like 4 or 5 20-point scores tonight. It could happen. Yeah, 100 points from the starters. I love how you think, Darren. You're awesome, man. All right, guys, everybody, don't miss the game today. Let's get loud and be proud of being Raptors Nation, and let's get a good win to set us off on this 2-week road trip, because they're leaving tomorrow and they're going to be gone for 2 weeks, and it's going to be a very harrowing, long road, a long winding road around the West Coast with some really dangerous adversaries that's coming up. So we got to beat the teams that we can beat. Like when we're playing a sheep, we need to shear the sheep. But when we get to the Wolves, we need to really watch out. All right, y'all. Go Raptors. Let's go, baby. Woo!